sir, you talked about visualization. So I want to come to that question. Visualization and its related and perhaps more important part, manifestation. A lot of spiritualists and spiritual organization, they talk about manifestation, that one can manifest anything one wants in life. So what do ascended masters say about it? Is it possible?
Yes, the Ascended Masters say that what you can visualize, you can manifest. And of course, this is a topic that is very exciting, and you could talk about it for quite a long time. There's a wonderful book by Saint Germain called Saint Germain on Alchemy that teaches the steps, how to do it step by step. But let's just touch on the basics. Of course, we want to be sure that our desire is God's desire, because you can bring about into your life things that you want, and you can have them, and they will be provided to you following these scientific steps. But is it going to get you closer to God? Is it going to help you reach the goal of becoming one with God and helping yourself and the rest of life on planet Earth? So that's the first step. Saint Germain teaches that the more detailed you can be in your visualization, the better will be the result. So let's say, for example, you see that there is an earthquake in Turkey and Syria, and so you can look at a map, you can visualize that area, you can visualize a fire, then turn that fire violet, just as if it's a flaming fire. You can fill it with the love of your heart. You can just picture it over that point on the map. You can even hold your hands over that point on the map and send the angels and the violet fire there to comfort people and to help them. And we will someday know, when we are in other octaves and other dimensions, we will learn who was helped by that. But I'll give you a brief personal example of these steps of alchemy. I was taking a class on this from Summit Lighthouse, and we were studying that book and the steps of precipitation, you can call, when you materialize something. And there are different ways you can actually materialize something out of God without any human interaction. But I am not at that level of mastery. However, I had an idea that I would really like to have a ring that would be a crystal of yellow topaz, so that it would help focus God's illumination in me and would help me with my writing and help me to spread the teachings. So I got my colored pencils and I got a piece of paper and I drew exactly the yellow topaz ring, the gold band and little decorations on the side. And I put it on my altar and I said, if it's your will, God, I pray for this ring, and I fill it with the violet fire and I fill it with your love. About 3 days later, my husband came to this conference where I was, and he gave me this ring, which is a yellow topaz with the same exact decorations on the side. And I don't have the picture with me that I drew, but it was quite amazing to me how it worked so quickly like that.
Is it that quick?
It was for me, but you know, I also really believe in making treasure maps. So if you're only seeing this for the first time, all you need to do is get some pictures off the internet. I make a treasure map for my life. For example, there was one time, this was 20 years ago, I made a treasure map and I wanted to be married. So I found a picture of a bride. You couldn't see her face, you could only see the wedding dress. And I really love the lily of the valley flower. It smells so good. It's the flower of Mother Mary. I wanted some of that. I put that in the picture. I wanted to have enough money. I put that in the picture. I wanted to have a new computer. I put a picture of that on my treasure map. And I had a picture of my Mighty I Am Presence, and I said on there, in the name I am that I am, Lord, I do give thee thanks for all these things I had in my treasure map. Okay. Well, the first thing came about 1 day later. Somebody gave me a bottle of Lily of the Valley perfume. The next day, the company where I worked, well, maybe it was a week later, the company where I worked, they put a new computer in my office. That was really their computer, but that was fine. Then about, I don't know, several months after that, I met the person who would become my husband. And that took about a year. And some things didn't actually come, I had enough money, but some things were not precisely what I had put, perhaps because my karma was preventing me from manifesting that part, or perhaps God had a better plan for me that would help my life better. But in general, it was so precise, it was amazing. So, visualization.
Yeah.
Any experience you would like to talk about?
Yeah. I made several treasure maps, and I used to cut out, like, if I want to buy a car, I want to have a car, and which car I want to have, I will cut out a picture. So for the first year, I put a very expensive car, very expensive, and I thought, well, it's in the treasure map, so it's gonna come anyways. But it didn't happen, and I thought, why it did not happen? Why? And then I realized that you, as a asking for something, you should have, me as a person should have ability to sustain that wealth. If I am not ready for that wealth, for that car, God will not give me, because that is not the law. The law is that you should also be able to handle the gift of God. So the second thing is that a lot of people who make treasure maps, they make a treasure map, they fold it or paste it, and then they forget about it. We have to pray to the treasure map daily. We have to look at the treasure map so that what we see, we manifest. So I used to look at my treasure map every day.
But one thing, sorry for interjecting, something which you don't have, something which you so want badly. How can you have a conviction, like you said, conviction that you already have it and thanking God for it?
Yes, that it's already there. That's the thing. You have to realize that it's already prepared for you and be grateful even before it comes into the physical. So I think that is part of the key.
Yeah. So after that, the second year, I put a car which I could really afford. But I was not sure when I'm going to get it, because I had confusion in my mind. Like, will I be able to pay the EMIs? Okay. And will I be able to sustain that car for a long time? What happens if I'm not able to do it? So I put that car in the treasure map. I put what I needed. Some things happened in the same year. I got the car what I wanted, the color I wanted. Some things did not happen, and then I did not took those things to the next year, because if we ask something to God and it is not given, it's not like we should not keep asking the same thing for a very long time. Sometimes we can ask after 2 or 3 years again, but keep on asking, because we are not ready for it. If we didn't get it the first year, we may not be ready for it. Anything you want to answer on that one?
Thank you, Jay. I think what Jay has said is beautifully. I think I will say, add on to what he said, we are not ready for it because it's not the will of God yet. So will of God is a key factor that determines that we are ready, because when God thinks we are ready, we might think we are ready. But the will of God is same as in being in one accord with the will of God. In Punjabi we call it Pana. Pana, tera Pana mitha lage, we say like that. So that Pana, which will of God comes, when God wants you to have it, it's like giving a child something he wants so bad. And he knows that he wants it. Mommy, I want it. Daddy, I want it. But mommy and daddy think, no, you're not ready for it. Same thing. So you can say, because they understand it better than the child does. So it's that kind of chemistry that works between God and you when you make a treasure map.
So something which is good for you, you will get. Something which is not good for you, will not get.
At that time.
Yeah, maybe not suitable for you at that particular moment.
So I hope viewers, you have understood. You can do manifestation. You can manifest anything you want. But there are two things there. One thing is that you have to have a strong conviction for it, and you have to ask for it with the total devotion. And secondly, if you don't get it, don't get angry with God.
That's right. There's one other part to this that I think is important. manifesting items and receiving the things on our treasure maps, they are tools. They are not the most important goal.
Yeah.
So you will find that sometimes people can be fooled by teachers who are able to pull out of thin air something, some powder or some magical thing, or even people who have so much money, and they attract more to them. However, because it is a science, people can do that. Nevertheless, we have to remember that our goal is union with God. So we want those things that will help us to achieve our union with God.
Yeah.
One more little footnote to that, what Lois said. Sometimes these kind of things can be done, precipitating everything in your life. It could be done, we call them riddhis, siddhis in India. Siddhis, this person has siddhis, he has the mastery of that. Well, so that is, some people relate that to spirituality. It's ascended mastery teachings are that anyone can have mastery and materialization of things take from the thin air. The trap, if I use the word trap, is that could be a temptation to keep us away from the spirituality. People get so much involved in that, I want this, I want that, I want that. What happens? It becomes a materialistic thing and spirituality goes out of the window. So that's how to be careful.
Like Yoganand Paramahansa has said in his book, no, don't get attracted to the drama of it. Keep away from the drama of materializing
Keep
things.
balanced.
Yeah.
Yes.